Okay, Mid-Atlantic. We went there with a Zoom cart and attempted to establish a Zoom presence. We were partly successful and partly unsuccessful. David Dilo was on the Zoom call. He might have more or less to say about it. We did sort of TV broadcast from the opening reception and the Sunday luncheon. And on Saturday morning, Bowman and our friend Ella did a great job of going around the vendors and seeing what they had in their booths and showing it all. Saturday afternoon, we were unable to get on due to I didn't understand Wi-Fi hotspots well enough is the short answer, and we got AT&T throttled us down to nothing. But I threw money at it overnight and got back online for Sunday morning. So that's the short story from my end. Would I do it again? Maybe. A couple of days ago, I would have said no for sure, but that's nothing to do with the event. The event was great. Mid-Atlantic was a ton of fun. I learned some things about my own health and my own state of what I can and can't do at this point in my life. And so I probably wouldn't take on something as stressful as that again. We haven't put any videos out publicly yet, and we won't for a little bit. I got to do a bunch of editing. We ended up with 45 gigabytes of material. It's a lot to sift through. Bowman's making a heroic job of putting together the video from the instant gallery. And the only problem with it, it's way longer than anybody's probably actually going to watch. So we're going to have to do a very careful, judicious little edit through it to make it watchable, which we're going to do next week. And then the rest of it we'll make into, I don't know, at least a show about what we did and how it went. And I haven't spoken with Mid-Atlantic about whether they want a promo video or not yet, but we certainly have the footage for that as well. So after that, who else was at Mid-Atlantic? Anything you want to say about it? Dilo, I see you there. Well, you were on the Zoom.
Yeah, it was great. I enjoyed it, except for Saturday. But I'll catch it on the flip side, I guess. Okay.
Yeah, you will. Yeah.
And so, yeah, it was well worth it.
Did it make you wish you'd gone in person?
No.
How about that? Okay.
Here's the deal, John. For me anyway, being in Pittsburgh, $25 versus probably $1,000 to go there. Okay.
But you didn't get any demos. We didn't give you any demos.
Yeah. That's the downside.
Yeah, that was the offer that we could make. We would have given you demos if we could have, but it was not something that Mid-Atlantic felt was appropriate given their financial structure with the convention center, and I fully understand that.
Yeah.
So maybe at another time and place.
I
want to say also, the attendance was good. They had 180 in person plus a bunch of spouses. We had a 20 on the Zoom list, and probably 16 was the maximum we had online at any one time. The other thing that was really a lot of fun for me, anyhow, it was coffee hours attracted people from all over the place. And there's a group of about a half a dozen guys in the middle of Long Island who never fail to watch the videos. You never see them on here. They never come to a club meeting, but they watch the videos. They came to the Mid-Atlantic and they wanted to take selfies with me and Barry. It was great. It was a lot of fun. Anybody else on Mid-Atlantic?
I enjoyed it from over here.
Were you on as well? Don was on, yeah.
Yeah, that's great. Enjoyed that.
Hey, I got
Bruce Lamb, who's on here, won the Best in Show in the instant gallery.
Yes.
How was the weekend for you, Bruce? You were there.
That was a bit of a shock to me, but I think it was fun to meet everybody, except for maybe Jim. But otherwise,
Excuse me, Bruce. I'm just erasing all the footage from you. So.
Jim was like in my face, it seemed like all the time. And by the time we got to the luncheon, it was, oh, here's Bruce Lamb again, is what I heard on him. The one problem with the way, and I thought it was really nice and professional the way you did going around with the phone, but that prevented the two-way communication with the other folks that were online, obviously. So that I felt was kind of a shortcoming about the way that was done. But otherwise, it was terrific how you did it.
Well, what I would do about that if I were to do it again or recommend others to do is you have to set up an occasion where you're going to communicate across the Zoom. You can't, if we just brought the sound of the big TV into the room, it would have been chaos. And we wanted to do that in the instant gallery, and you would be able to do that in the question period following a demo. Let's hear from the Zoomists and bring the sound into the room. But otherwise, we haven't really found a good way to do that. We thought we'd use breakout rooms, but that was like I guess you'd need another technician to manage that. It was like more than I could get my head around it to set up breakout rooms and then help people into them. We thought we could make it happen, but we weren't good enough.
But I couldn't see you marching the cart around the luncheon. That just wouldn't have worked either. So
No, that didn't.
I'm
We
not
had
sure
a
what
park.
the answer is. But I know when he asked me a few questions, I would have liked to talk to other folks too, and you just couldn't do that.
Well, the way we would be able to do that at another event is with better Wi-Fi and better internet connection. We could not establish a stable Zoom window to the roving reporter because our Wi-Fi and phone connection in the banquet room wasn't good enough. So in a future event, what you'd do is bring in the internet via Ethernet wire and then set up a router so you had your own Wi-Fi bubble inside the room. And then you could do roving reporter on the phone and have a screen in the Zoom and talk to the people on the Zoom, and it could be a lot of fun.
Sure.
It was like wood turning. The
You learn stuff.
experiences teach you a lot. So actually, the learning for me was those little iPhones are just amazing.
Oh, yeah.
After John and I shot with just our iPhones, the instant gallery, and I'm editing them up like I would have done in the professional days.
Oh, no. I shot the video yesterday on the lathe, and it's amazing. I was using 2.5 times magnification, and it's outstanding.
Yeah.
The main lesson from a Zoomist point of view, a Zoom management point of view, is simplify the gear as much as possible. Get gear that works no matter how odd it may seem, and don't fool around with stuff that's flaky because it will kill you in the middle of trying to do a live Zoom. Kai, you were online. What did you think?
Yeah, I just wanted to say that I enjoyed it a lot. It's great what technology makes possible, being in Germany and being part of a wood turning conference in Britain. No, sorry, in the States. So that's a great experience that I normally wouldn't have if Zoom wasn't there. So thanks a lot to you, John. And I think in future we will get a lot more coverage using this kind of technology, and it makes participation possible around the world. So that's a great thing, and then I enjoyed it. It was like being there. So great.
Yeah,
Great to hear that.
I agree with Kai.
Kai, I would love to attend some of your stuff over there, but the language barrier for me is a problem because I don't do as well as you do with English.
It's no problem watching people turn. You can see what they're doing.
Yeah, but I want to hear how they're doing it. So
yeah. Anybody else?
Yeah, John, I'm one of those Long Islanders with the selfies, but it was a fantastic symposium. And it was, most people don't know me because I watch this religiously on YouTube, but I'm almost familiar with everybody that's on the screen. And it was just wonderful meeting everybody, and hats off to that symposium. It was fantastic.
It's a great symposium, that's for sure.
We'll be back next year.
Anybody else?
Wood shop. Thank God for wood.